Does the availability of data on the dark web because of data brokers and because of all the previous compromises and data leaks or data breaches, has that also played a part in making identity a much more appealing or interesting area for bad actors to target?
It's part of the reason. Absolutely. The growth in data brokers that CrowdStrike has seen over the last few years, and its big explosion, um, well over 100% over the last few years.
Oh,
We've
wow. Okay.
seen that data brokers simplify some of the hard legwork, initial legwork of trying to figure out how to compromise an environment. And that's because organizations, education institutions are made up of people, hundreds of people in some, or thousands of people in some school districts around the state and around the country. And
Mhm.
so the odds of one person possibly utilizing the same email and password somewhere outside of the business is actually relatively high.
Mhm.
And so it's important to obviously during hygiene, during education processes for maintaining integrity and security, teach employees, right? Things like social engineering pitfalls and phishing emails and what they look like and stuff like that. But also remind them, do not use your credentials for this school district anywhere else, right?
Mhm.
Because if you do, data brokers make it easy for adversaries to collect that information and then utilize it elsewhere at the place you work as opposed to the place you buy or the place you read news or the place you go pick up your medicine. And so that stuff is compiled and easily available for relatively cheap on the dark web. You'll periodically see if you read the security trade rags like Bleeping Computer or Hacker News or things like that,
Mhm.
that data brokers and the FBI or multinational government efforts are going after data broker institutions. Like one of the most recent ones I think I read about was Lockbit. Lockbit's pretty famous or infamous.
Mhm.
They're responsible for breaching or having a hand in breaching thousands upon thousands of companies, tens or hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of their reign in the adversarial space. And they essentially are a ransomware broker and data broker in that they created a marketplace, just like a regular business. They created a
Yeah.
marketplace for adversarial groups to come to gain information, to buy access. Some of these guys will focus entirely on initial access and then they'll stop and they'll sell it to somebody else who wants to go and try to do more damage or exfiltrate data. And so they'll keep that stuff like keys on the keychain and utilize it because there's more than one way to make money in this space, unfortunately. And the goal is to not just stop the breach, because you always have to prepare for after a breach as well, right? That's why you see companies have grown in popularity and size that focus on things like data resilience and being able to come back up, like Rubrik and Cohesity, and building data immutability to protect the data beyond the breach, because you have to plan for when, not if, a lot now, as opposed to just trying to stop everyone from getting in that shouldn't be. Someone's going to make a mistake sooner or later. And how you guys respond, how the education institution or whomever responds to that is just as important as the tools that they have in place to
Mhm.
see, to understand, and to act as quickly as possible.